Okay, welcome back to part 2 of the Star Wars Challenge tag. We left off, last one we did was number 4, favorite location, or favorite environment. So, number 3, what is your favorite droid?
Roger.
So, we have some new droids, some old droids, and some old new droids. You can choose from comic relief to deadly and dangerous. Now, my favorite droid since I was a kid has always been R2-D2, no contest. And if this was all about the other movies as well, that would definitely be my answer. But since we're talking about only Phantom Menace...
That's impossible!
Oh, cut it out. Since we're talking about only Phantom Menace, I'm going to choose the pit droids. Now, you know, those little guys that helped surface the pod racer. Same type as that Jar Jar had to deal with at Watto's. I just like them. I like the humor of them. I like their design. I especially like the way they just fold up like an accordion when you hit the nose. I mean, I could just see one of those on my movie shelf just ready to dust and organize my DVDs whenever I hit it on the nose. You know, it just comes to life. I like them. They're not too sleek, and they're, you know, a little bit junky and stuff, and I think they're kind of cool. Okay, so the number 2 question, who is your favorite character? Now, we got a lot of new characters in this film. For the purpose of this question, and only because there is some crossover with some of the other questions, why don't we just keep it to kind of humanoid characters here, okay? And there are plenty. You got Qui-gon Jinn, Obi-Wan's wise master, Padme, secret queen of Naboo, Mace Windu, badass Jedi, even though he mostly just sits around in this film, but, you know, he's Samuel Jackson, so he's just a badass. Young Anakin, who would someday grow to be Darth Vader. Spoilers. And even Darth Maul, he can fit into this question. But I'm going to go with Obi-Wan Kenobi. Now, I thought Ewan McGregor accomplished a very tough thing. He followed Alec Guinness playing a character that he had made iconic. I mean, that was a hard thing to do. He was able to play a younger version without doing a caricature. I mean, it could have just easily gone into impression. And you can see in his Obi-Wan the young man who would someday grow up to be Alec Guinness's Obi-Wan. And I don't know if I'm convinced that would actually happen in just like about 20-some years, but I don't know. Then again, living in the Tatooine wasteland can really age a guy fast, I guess. What do I know? At the same time, he played a more naive and innocent Obi-Wan who was still learning, you know, from his master and learning about life and the Jedi way. And along the 3 prequels, you know, he grew from student to teacher and kind of lost his innocence when he lost Anakin. So people rarely mention what a great job McGregor did amid all the slamming and bashing of the film, and that's kind of unfortunate. So now, before we get to number 1, here is a bonus question. Yes, okay. What is your favorite planet core fish/creature? Now, when Boss Nass sends the Jedi and Jar Jar through the planet core, they encounter several dangerous fish or creatures. Yes, okay. So, which of the sea creatures they encounter is your favorite one? Now, several to choose from. I don't know what their names are because I just didn't look them up. But they're pretty memorable. I think you got that first one with the long tongue, and you got this one that looks like kind of a crocodile-ish type thing. But my favorite is this guy. I just like his grin. I think it's the same one as this other guy. Sure looks like the same grin from the side. I'm not sure, but anyway, yeah, that's really pretty much why I like him the best. I just like this goofy grin he has. There's really no other reason. Go figure. Okay, folks, here we are. The number 1 question. And remember when I said you're going to have to dig deep to answer this. You'll really have to use the Force.
The Force will be with you, always.
Thank you, old Obi-Wan. I hope that's true, because in this question, you're going to have to pick your favorite gun. Oh, no! That's right. What, did you think this challenge was for wimps? You have to hold back the bile and the anger and pick a favorite gun.
That's impossible!
And there ain't a lot to choose from. Well, sure, there's a whole race of them, but only like 3 are featured as characters in the film. So you've got the leader, Big Boss Nass. You've got Captain Tarpals, who has the unenviable duty of serving with Jar Jar in the battle. And of course you have the aforementioned Jar Jar Binks. Now the thing is... Oh, stop it. I can hear you all bitching and whining out there. I mean, come on, it's not that hard.
Excuse me? How rude.
No, it's not that easy either. By the way, all kidding aside, if you do choose Jar Jar as your favorite and are willing to admit it, then you know what? Good for you. I mean, you got the guts to stand against a wave, and I gotta respect that. On a side note, I've talked to a lot of people who were like 5 or 6 when this flick came out, and they love this guy. You know, I mean, that is who he was meant for, and Lucas always said that. So it's really all a matter of perspective. My perspective, of course, is that I was 33 when it came out, and he annoys the crap out of me. But not as much as he used to, and not enough to ruin the film. But I digress. Now, my choice for favorite Gungan is Boss Nass, and the reason for my choice can be expressed in 2 words. Brian Blessed. When Boss Nass first spoke...
You sir cannot be here. This army of mechanics up there is new, we saw.
I immediately recognize Brian Blessed's voice. He has a very distinct voice that has been in my brain ever since 1980, and I first saw him as Prince Vultan in Flash Gordon.
Ah, well, who wants to live forever?
I love this guy, and anyone who is into sci-fi is probably familiar with him. It was a surprise and a treat to hear him in this film. And, people criticize Lucas a lot for his bad casting choices, but no one seems to acknowledge all the good casting choices he made, like Ewan McGregor and Samuel Jackson and Liam Neeson and yes, Brian Blessed. I mean, who else has the chops to lead a race of weird amphibian creatures but Brian Blessed? Okay. That's it for me. That's my list. Feel free to leave your answers in the comment section, or hey, make your own video. Please subscribe if you enjoyed this and my other vids. Pass this tag around. Do you have what it takes to face this challenge? Are you strong with the Force? Are you really a Star Wars fan, or are you a pretender? Look deep inside and ask yourself, are you Jedi, or are you Jawa?